Let's talk about another aspect of local architecture, and this is materiality. Yeah, you borrow from vernacular architecture the material bamboo. In fact, I think you are regarded as one of the world's leading practitioners in bamboo construction. Yeah, why did you choose bamboo as an important part of your portfolio?
The reason was simple. I came back from Japan, so I didn't have much client at that moment. So I decided to be my client, my first client, by build the Wind and Water Cafe with about 7,000 bamboo pieces to build that, and one piece is about $1 at that moment, and then just I need about 7,000 US dollar for buying bamboo for the Wind and Water Cafe. That's why I started to do the bamboo project in Vietnam. And I was born at a farmer, so I know how to use the bamboo very well, because every small pieces in house made by bamboo. So that's why I think bamboo is very familiar with me and with my college around the village. So that's why I asked them help to build a bamboo project in Vietnam.
It was kind of more convenience or familiarity that got you started on what everybody calls a very sustainable material, but for you it was just the stuff that you grew up with, right?
Yes, and then it was super low cost and around me, so that is the good way to use them for the some building like cafe, restaurant, even school or community house. By that way is the better than using concrete.
The experiments that you did in the Wind and Water Cafe have since then gone on to become very sophisticated, kind of structural geometries. I mean, I'm thinking of a project like the Volcano Island restaurant in Xiamen, China. I mean, that the form of the building is very simple, but when you step into that structure and you look up, it's an incredibly intricate arrangement of bamboo elements and structural connections. Tell me, how do you start the design process of building with bamboo?
The most difficult thing of the bamboo structure is about the structure system and also the joint detail. So then that's why, with very random and uneven the material. So finally, the system of the structure will decide the space quality.
So is it right to say that you begin to sketch details or joints or
structural
systems, and then that is kind of aggregated together or linked together to form the architecture and the space.
Yes. And in Vietnam we have a lot of storm into our country, like area like Da Nang or the middle of Vietnam. So then when we build that, the structure system will be the first priority. And from that structure system, we translate into the reasonable cost for detail, and then it make the space quality.
Do you use modeling software to predict how the bamboo will behave structurally?
I had been trained as a structural engineer in Tokyo, and then I used that knowledge to do the structural system. Then we pass that to the structural engineer. They calculate that for us to realize the structure.
If I am designing a building with bamboo, explain to me some of the things I need to consider. Like, for example, bamboo in tropical climates, because of rain and water and damp, will deteriorate very quickly. How do I increase the life of the material?
First of all, as you mentioned, bamboo don't like water. So we need to make the roof for them to protect the bamboo from rain, the first requirement. Uh, Secondly, we need to treat them by the traditional way, I think the best, because by trucking the bamboo into the river and smoke them later, uh, it help to have the very good material for using.
How long can I reasonably expect a bamboo structure to survive? How many years?
I think we can expect them to be like 50 years at least. Or even if you sometimes we smoke it again, then it can be 100 years. I think so, because some of the building we did long times ago, it's still in very good condition. It's very new. Yeah.
If one element is spoiled or needs to be replaced, how do I do that? The structures that you design are actually very, very tightly integrated. If something goes wrong, how do you correct it?
So when I design the bamboo building, I also think about how to make it into the unit, and we copy the unit to many units and then put it together. So that means we can replace any unit we want. It look very complicated, but in reality, you can change any unit you want in the building.
At the beginning of your career, when you were setting out to do the Wind and Water Cafe, you actually trained the craftsmen to work on the project, and you set up a company that has since been with you with every bamboo project. So you are effectively your own builder. Of course, not every architect can afford to do this. How does an architect in Vietnam today find good bamboo craftsmen? Is there an industry? Is it scalable? Are there people out there not employed by Võ Trọng Nghĩa, but people who are actually practicing the craft of bamboo?
Because we train a lot of workers for our society, and gradually they work for them, and then they can have to train more workers for bamboo craftsmen. So gradually now we are doing very well at the moment by with staff originally from our company.
How many people have you trained in the last 20 years that you have been in business?
You mean bamboo workers?
Yes.
Yes, a lot. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 or more.
Can you imagine a bamboo skyscraper designed by your office?
I think it should be laminate bamboo. Laminate bamboo they are now doing around the world at the moment. So we can use that. I think the same quality with the laminate timber. So they can use that for high-rise building.